Wait, give me a sec. Go ahead now.
I recall the times when Gerhard maybe was 1 year old, and by the time I left in 1953, you were 2 years old, I think.
Oh.
Yeah.
And and
Missed a whole year?
yeah,
Yeah,
Wow.
came to Canada.
Before
Right. Mm-hmm.
To work.
we had bicycles. We bought bicycles, and amazingly, that's the only major uh, uh, acquisition we were able to make, and that was, I didn't think we could because I earned so little, but there was a bicycle uh, trader, a lady who sold, and then and these bicycles were wonderful. They were brand new, and they had a greenish and Nile green color on it, and they were absolutely gorgeous. And and I bought a basket cabinet of a thing to put on the balance, hang on the balance, and we set him in there. And this way we went and we traveled with you, and you were steer, on the steering handle of the steering wheel. And it was great. We went over to Aschach on the Danube and down to Linz, and sometimes we took the steamer along the Danube from Aschach to Linz, yes, uh, and then paddled back from there, or took the train back. It was inexpensive a train, and they took the bicycle on the
Nice.
train on the baggage wagon there too, and 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 the it was great. And I remember at one time we came back by train with the bicycles, and on the railway station in Wales they had what's called a shiny garden, which was uh, on the perron. I don't know what it's called, but it's the platform in a nice restaurant in the railway station, and the Shani Garden was a square boxes with some grows on it, yes, and they could arrange it so that it made compartments so walled off, and you sat on the perron on the platform in a little garden, yes, and we called a goulash. It was already nighttime, and we were still awake there. and we called him, and then he said, a goulash. Yeah, he said.
Which means goulash.
Yeah,
Me
means
too.
me too.
Me
yes.
too.
He was in on everything.
Yeah, that's good.
Then we came home, and then you must just schlafen.
I had to go to sleep.
So you remember your German,
What?
or
When
just
he
those
was-
Oh,
words?
sure, yeah.
All
When
of
he
it?
was-
Can you speak
Yeah.
it?
Maybe
Yeah, sure.
half a year
Wow.
old.
Oh,
or
sure.
so.
That's fantastic.
I went to Linz. We had to buy a bed, or a crib type of bed for him, and we went to Linz to buy it there and put it together. And Hans Wiesmeyer went with me, and we put it up in a mattress for you in there, and so he had that thing. And then, of course, he didn't want to sleep in there, or it was still fun. So he sat on the vertical staffs that
Rails.
was
Yeah.
held on there.
Handlebars,
and,
or
and was happy. And
I'm
so
not sure
we
where we
said,
are.
you have to sleep now.
No.
It was no-
You were showing yourself so early.
Nothing's changed.
We do. We show who we are so early.
it
You were
was-
3 for that,
It
or
was great, yeah.
2? Gee,
And
you are a
when
genius.
when we came I came to Canada first half a year before in fall and had a job in London, Ontario, and then lost the job, of course, and uh, went to Toronto and rented a room. And Rudy and you came, and they came with the Dutch liner
Royal Dutch Airlines.
by boat, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then when the first song came, then from Halifax, they landed in Halifax and took the long train ride
To
to
Toronto.
Toronto.
Yeah.
And I picked them up in Toronto
Where?
and threw the boat a big wooden chest with her, with some of the things with it. The chest is still around. It's a tool chest
It's
now.
out in the garage.
Yes, in the
Mhm.
garage.
That was my bed.
And
Oh.
when he first he greeted me, Trudy was well attired. She had a stylish um, hat and the head covering on it, and a nice coat. And he had a nice coat, a European coat, and
Mm.
and uh, he 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 didn't recognize me because I lost so much weight.
Mm.
Yes, I saved all the money
Oh.
and
Oh,
I
good.
didn't eat. Many times I went by in 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 Toronto on University Street and Spadina. Uh, there was a Jewish delicatessen, and I ate a sandwich, but didn't put any. He didn't let him put any uh, pepperoni on there because this was extra. And then I walked by. Uh, there was the Scotch mission, and people were there, and there was free meal. And I was too proud to go in and take a free meal. I walked by. I should have, yes, because I was hungry. But eventually, when they came, I picked him up from the railway station and into that one room on Walmer Road. And, and Gerhard said, "This is not my daddy." He said,
This is not my what?
"This is not my daddy."
Oh.
He didn't recognize me.
Oh,
We had
funny.
to convince him.
Sad, funny, but
And then I did a hoch and her und wieder oben with you.
And things got
was
better.
our game. We played lying on the couch,
Oh gosh.
and he was sitting on my feet, and I lifted him up high and set him down again, and he liked it very much. So we played that, and then it seemed how it remember. But then when we walked, of course, on this day along on Walmer Road, there was nice sidewalks and trees, etc. There was what happened a few times that from one of the houses, and they were all Jews, yes, who had acquired these houses. Uh, and there was a little girl coming out, and was ran up to him behind him and boxed him with something, yes. And and we did it, and this happened a couple of times.
Because they were
And-
German.
And I went,
oh, yeah. Well, that's
well, they were
understandable.
Jewish people, and they did. He was definitely a European.
Right.
He had a nice coat, a European coat,
Hmm.
and Trudy was dressed like a European. Yes.
Well, especially German, very German style. I
And-
can see how
and-
that would.
I had bought at the dime store a little water pistol. It was a yellow plastic, and we filled it with water. And I told him that when she comes, you turn around and you squirt it in her face. And I didn't. Then she didn't come out anymore.
Oh,
But,
my
this. She was incited from inside
Yeah.
the Jewish people, you know.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're lucky they didn't just
Yeah.
kill
Well,
you.
they were a minority too. There
Well,
was a
look at what
minor-
had just happened.
There
So,
was an
in the
enormous
fir-
amount
in the
of
first
bigotry in
year.
Canada.
oh
We-
my
we
God, I
we-
didn't know what
we
you went
lived
through.
in that one room that we rented. The toilet and bathroom was used by all other people, and the, uh, we went on vacation because the company I worked with closed down for a week or so. So we rented a car together with another family. Oh, at one time, yeah, we made a trip to the Algonquin Park, and then we went separate. I think in a car. I lost the job.
Do you have
I
any
had
memory
and
Not
of
of
started
this,
to
not
work
yet, no.
at Snell Grove.
what is your earliest memory age-wise?
Maybe when I was 3.
That's very
He was
for a
Um,
he
male.
was
No,
pushing 3.
usually for a male, it's
It was
several
in-
years
In
later.
53. You were born in
That's-
51, right? It was in 1953, 1954. You were 3, yes. And we stayed in a place in Muskoka, and it was a little lake, and we put up a tent. Somebody lent us a tent, and it was nighttime, and he said, "It's so finster." He said,
It's so dark.
"Finster."
It's so dark.
That is so great.
And I was tired. I had problems with the thing to let me go anyway. But I had, and I was tired. I was sleeping in the tent, and Trudy took him on a boat ride we had, and he was fishing, and Trudy didn't. He caught a fish, a little sunfish, there, and Trudy didn't want to take the fish off the hook.
And I
She
couldn't,
didn't
so I
like
dragged
it,
it
and
around.
he couldn't do that.
So,
So they went all around the lake
Oh,
with the
no.
little fish in tow.
it's traumatic.
Well, you don't remember that. No
I don't
way.
remember
those,
that, no.
Some of